This is Jonathan Wiercinski, Deputy Fire Chief. We're going to have a quick class on large events and unified command and our operational order. So as it relates to this conversation about unified command, I want to give some background on it. There were some initiatives to expand our involvement in early 2007. We've had a history of working at very large events, EDC, New Year's Eve, Rise Festival, and the like. And we anticipate this is going to continue to expand. Beginning in 2018, we started to put our toe in the water and have captains at the Vegas Golden Knights games when we do anticipate growth in this area with the coming of the Las Vegas Raiders. There is a Madison Square Garden property that is prepared to expand over off of an 18s area. Will house 20,000 persons. We have just now started to, at the request of the LVCVA, provide unified command at some of their events, and we do anticipate in the coming year a revision of Clark County Public Works Code to include us as to have more formal authority in this area in events planning. Why are we participating in these events, and what's the value of us being there? A lot of the revenue that comes from Southern Nevada is generated from these large events, and it was stated to me that it's approaching or has overtaken gaming. The convention and entertainment sector has overtaken gaming in terms of the revenue produced in Southern Nevada. Large special events is a product of the lessons we learned from 1 October. Our participation at these events is central in improving our response and learning from the lessons we learned that night. Establishing unified command prior to incident happening, so we are going to reduce the time it takes for us to respond and gather the information that's required to appropriately provide services. We collapse the time it takes to establish unified command. For those of us that have been on events involving law enforcement, that it always remains a challenge, and we are eliminating that by being there with our law enforcement partners. We share critical information with responding crews, resources, the FAO, and all of the staff prior to the event. We improve situational awareness, as I stated, with dispatch and staff by already identifying a communications plan. And we improve communications and our position with promoters and personnel involved in the event operations. This stands as one additional opportunity for us to improve the way that we interact with our law enforcement partners and to expand their understanding and use of the ICS system. And it improves those peripheral relationships with other public safety partners as well. Operationally, it allows us to identify additional potential staging locations based on the real-time circumstances you find at the event. And we're going to talk a little bit about the tool that we use to kind of share this information currently, which is the operations order, which is shared to all captains and battalion chiefs and the staff on a weekly basis. It's a written summary of event information. It provides direction, general information, and comms information, which channel you'll be involved on. It gives you if there should be provided a timeline of events for the incident commander, any specific threat information, location to report, as well as a general map of the event. It provides the existing information about event medical, the medical plan, and what agencies are on site to provide medical care in the preliminary way, as well as the location of first aid stations. We provide the closest medical facilities information, and the reason that is important is because we found at 1 October that people utilized their mobile devices to identify those locations, so that we could be capable of identifying the locations that require support in the event that they experience patient surge. It recommends a staging area. Obviously, this is going to be incident driven, but identifies potential staging areas for incident commanders that show up to provide services at the event, and contact information to law enforcement partners. So whoever the primary law enforcement partner is, maybe not so much for the incident commander per se, but it is helpful to identify where their location is, who it's going to be. But for those responding, battalion chiefs or staff, we know who that person's going to be as well. It provides information about logistics and the equipment on scene, expectations of what we're doing. Obviously, we're scrappy. This is generally managed by myself or Pat, so we do appreciate your assistance in helping us manage some of the logistics associated with where the command bags might be or otherwise. It provides crew and staff expectations for those that are arriving on scene. We want to make clear that this is not a complete IEP in most instances, and is a supplementary document to an incident action plan. So I want to talk about some of the frequently asked questions. The major question that I'm asked is, what is my role at these events? Your role is to function as the event incident commander. While we don't have a strong group of responsibilities at these events in the way that law enforcement does, providing security or traffic control, it is primarily to share incident information, maintain situational awareness, and update, contact those that are needed, that need to know, and that would be the FAO, the incoming BCs, or incoming crews as you see fit. Our job in being there is to reduce the time needed to respond and provide services. Being in a unified command with law enforcement and having proximity to the operations personnel of the event gives us access to information that would be critical should we have an event. So what is our role in managing the event? We do not manage the event operation itself. We're a contingency if an unplanned incident were to occur. We interact with other public safety agencies and manage these incidents in the event that we had a catastrophic event like an MCI or some type of evacuation. Another question that we've experienced is, are we there to manage the medical plan or medical units? Generally, the answer is no. We're not there to manage the private ambulance or medical teams that have been contracted by the event, and generally, this is something that they have pre-established relationships with, and assuming that we don't overwhelm those resources, and we don't necessarily need to do a whole lot. General medical calls that can be absorbed on-site medical personnel can be done without coordination of the fire department, but once it gets outside of that capability, then we can offer an immediate solution to some of the needs of the event and or incidents that might occur. Another question that we received over time was, when are we providing unified command? Currently, we have no formal agreement, but our agreement with MGM Properties has been that we provide unified command at events greater than 15,000 attendees, or when there's a specific threat or at the request of the venue. We do also provide services for those that we've historically provided events with, or at UNLV events upon their request. As previously stated, we do anticipate trying to revise the county code with the help of the Public Works Department to add formality to our participation at these events. What should my call sign be at these events? You can always call the 702-229-0407, speak with the dispatch supervisor. That one notifies them that you're there and lets you have the opportunity to establish which tactical channel you want to be on and establish command. You can respond to any radio traffic as command. I'm sure that there are a number of additional questions associated with our participation, and just be advised that this is going to be a work in progress. We do anticipate some failure. Please be patient as we go through this growing phase, but it's important that we meet this challenge as we know that it's coming with the Raiders and some of the growth we're going to see in our community. Thanks a bunch. Any questions? Feel free to reach out to me.